Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. This is the 26th video in the Learning and Evolving from Past Practitioner series, a video series that aims to introduce important historical figures in the internal style of martial arts and Shudao practice. By the way, this video is also the 300th episode of my lecture series, which I started more than 5 years ago. Time flies, and it's already the 300th lecture video. Also, starting this summer, I began posting short demonstration clips alongside the lecture style videos. So, in total, there are about 450 videos now. Plus, there are hundreds of videos in private, since sometimes, with their permission, I record videos when I teach my students, and those materials will be in public in the future. I remember very clearly the happiness I felt when my lecture series reached its 100th episode, then 150, then 200, then 250, and now it's 300. With every milestone, the dopamine rush has become less and less. But a dopamine rush alone can only take you so far. To keep consistently working on such a major project, you need resilience and endurance. A martial artist should have a strong mind. When we know we are on the right path, we just need to keep going. Reaching episode 300 could not have been possible without the support of the community. Our community today is global, and it includes you as well. Many friends and students of mine offered a great deal of help, especially many thanks to Lokesh, a student of mine in Montreal who has been helping me improve and organize my materials since the very first video. Any improvement of my video is partially due to his contribution. So, what will happen from now on? Well, first, I will keep going. Second, I will keep going some more. And third, when I feel like stopping, I will still keep going. Jokes apart, I still have a lot of material to share for many more years to come. With that, let's move on to today's topic. Today, I will follow up on my earlier video introducing Shang Yunxiang, released about 3 years ago. Shang Yunxiang was a great Xing master in history. Link to the intro video is in the description. In that video, I summarized Shang's practice and introduced some key information about him and his Xing, the Shang style Xing that he created in the Republic period of China. Recently, I received a couple of emails and comments related to Shang Yunxiang. Nathan Goldstein asks, quote, "Just finished watching this video. Thank you for this history lesson on a great master and style. By the way, isn't it a bit strange that Liu Junfeng's Xing looks so different from Di Guoyong's, considering both are Shang style?" In my previous video introduced Shang Yunxiang, I briefly introduced Liu Junfeng, who was the son-in-law of Shang Zhirong. Shang Zhirong was Shang Yunxiang's daughter, who helped her father teach Xing. So, Liu Junfeng's Xing is directly from Shang's family. Now, let's watch a video clip of Shang Zhirong's Xing at different times. This is the authentic Shang style 形意。Now let's watch another video of 刘俊峰的形意。You can see that Liu's 形意 is very similar to his mother-in-law's 形意。Also, Li Wenbin, another great 形意 master in the last century, who was also a disciple of Shang Yunxiang, had the same way in practice. Let's watch a video of Li Wenbin teaching his son Li Hong.
崩拳出拳时要借三催进腰劲，腿的前趟后蹬之力，后拳经心口，贴着小臂呈螺旋状向前直打。出拳后要做到鼻尖、手尖、脚尖三尖相对，前手回手时有拧倒劲，以后手出拳相互配合，劲力相辅。全经说，明了三心多一力，要打出三心来。为此，要塌肩坠肘，手臂抻拨，姿势和劲力都要正确。这是肩心，这是肘心，这是腕心。平时三心是不出来的，一旦发力，三心必出。只有明了三心，劲力才能顺达到最大。上式形意的崩拳要求打出特有的直劲来，身似奴弓，使腰力得逞。两拳相拧裹，又相辅相撑。出拳要势如奔雷，打出迅猛刚实的劲。两脚前趟后蹬，要像卷地风，要近急而不远。定势后，两脚跟相距一拳远，加之明了三心和拳打三节不见形的理解和锻炼，即可得到拳去不空回的功夫。崩拳只为垫前脚、跟后脚，交替冲出左右拳，称之半步崩拳。通过训练，使前脚虽垫进半步，借助前趟后蹬却有一步多远，出人意外，方显出崩拳的厉害。
From those video clips, you can sense the characteristics of Shang style 形意。Now you may ask, how come the Shang style is close to the Guoyong style 形意? Well, Shang Yunxiang learned 形意 from Li Cunyi in Tianjin, but he also got some help from Guoyong. In other words, Shang's 形意 has a big Guoyong influence. This information is very often neglected, which confuses many 形意 practitioners about the reason behind the unique characteristics of the Shang style 形意. To understand the style, you have to know the learning history of its founder, or else you would get confused. Now about Mr. Di Guoyong. His 形意 is from Zhao Zhong, as Di Guoyong practiced Shaolin and 形意 under Zhao Zhong in his teenager years. Zhao Zhong was the student of Liu Huapu. Liu was the disciple of Shang Yunxiang. So, if we see his 形意 lineage, Di is from the Shang style line. However, technically speaking, Mr. Di's 形意 has moved away from the Shang style. Either that or his practice did not follow the traditional Shang style in the first place. First, the Shang style's practice starts from practicing Ying Zhuo or ego capture, and not the Piquan or metal fist. This is an ego capture video of Liu Junfeng. About the Shang style's Piquan or metal fist, this is the clip. The traditional Shang style has its own curriculum. Second, Mr. Di himself never insists that his Xingyi is the traditional Shang style Xingyi, even though he learned from a Shang style disciple, Zhao Zhong, which is fine. In my opinion, his Xingyi is not a specific style-oriented Xingyi, but a Beijing flavor Xingyi. I know him in person. Many years ago, he told me in person, quote, 当我们练习形意的时候，因为我们是北京，是天子脚下，所以我们的形意拳要有个傲视群雄的架子。End quote. Translation: When we practice 形意 in Beijing, since we are from a city of emperors, we should have a strong posture with pride. End translation. When I heard his words, I was surprised. Then I realized that this is the mentality of a Beijing-style Xingyi, the birthplace of a modern wushu. Also, it is important to say that in life, I deeply cherish my friendships. However, when it comes to martial arts, especially history and practice, nothing is more important than speaking the truth. Withholding information for the sake of friendship alone is selfishness. As a 传人 or inheritor of the art, maintaining truthfulness and integrity towards the art is the moral duty and supersedes everything else. By the way, Mr. Di is a very nice person. Many years ago, I invited him to visit Montreal and stayed at my residence after I heard that he would give a seminar in the USA. He happily agreed. Unfortunately, he could not get a US visa. Therefore, his trip was cancelled. Or else, I would have had more opportunities to know more about Beijing-style Xingyi. I'm from Tianjin, a humble place, but proud of our martial arts. It is also worth noting that Di has many students. Unfortunately, most of his students do not take up teaching martial arts as a career. No wonder that sometimes some of his students who teach martial arts misrepresent him. Again, Di Guoyong is a very nice person with good Xingyi practice. Nathan, if you still have a problem with his students, please do not associate with Di Guoyong. Di is a totally different person compared to your former online teacher. Also, I hope you will not ask me this kind of question again in the future, as I believe I have shared enough information with you about Di Guoyong. Now, let me answer another question asked by Anonymous. Quote, which one is better in practice between Lutang and Shang Yunxiang? End quote. Well, it is a very hard question. First of all, Shang never practiced Tai Chi and Bagua, so quantitatively speaking, by default, Sun is better. As for Xingyi, well, it is very hard to give an objective answer. in my opinion, and to be politically correct, they both were great. Anonymous, I hope my answer helps. So, that was all for today. I hope this follow-up video will clarify some misunderstandings and help practitioners understand Shang Yunxiang and his practice better. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you all found today's topic interesting and informative. Please post any further questions about Shang Yunxiang, his practice, or his lineage in the comment section. I will answer them for you in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next time and enjoy your practice.